Welcome to ISTV News. This is Panorama giving you the news. Let's see the top stories. IRB State Force deployed at Ukhrul with Santa's knowledge can be withdrawn when normalcy returns, says Gaikangam. News in detail. Deployment of state police and IRB and promulgation of prohibitory orders in Ukhrul town can be withdrawn when normalcy returns. The Santa is kept informed about the developments daily. This is to protect people's life and properties. This was stated by Deputy Chief Minister Gaikangam during an exclusive conversation with the team of ISTV News comprising Envoy Ranjan Ningombam and Narubam Phillips at his official headquarters at Babupara this morning. Replying to a question, Deputy Chief Minister Gaikangam said the casualty that occurred at Ukhrul recently is very unfortunate. Considering the public interest in a funeral service to be held today, a monitoring review meeting held yesterday with the Chief Minister in the chair has decided to relax the prohibitory orders under CRPC 144 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is to ensure that no obstruction is caused to the people. In Ukhrul district, the anti-social elements have murdered about 300 persons, including prominent figures during the past few years. Under these circumstances, the government took this step as a necessity. The state force was deployed for the sake of the people as incidents of looting, killing and kidnapping occur frequently. In fact, most of the people are quite happy, he said. Gaikangam further maintained that it just cannot be said that it was the police who shot the two persons. Among those persons participating in the procession, some carried arms. There are concrete evidences for this. Now, an inquiry is going on to find the truth. There is nothing to feel bad on part of the people about imposing the prohibitory orders in Ukhrul. Even in the valley, the prohibitory orders are imposed. The anger and discontentment supposedly seen among the people are a result of the influence of some persons. Most of the people are happy. Efforts are being made to recover the missing weapons through different channels. In this connection, talks had been held with CSOs too, he said.
Deputy Commissioner Ukhrul Masayu Lauto Ngani Kale. Even to Rapasina, Nupaki kidnapping, Mihat system, no Kanding, top of the Mutor Paitare. And even elected members still in the power the Rapasida city. Life and properties as a quay, and Mrs. Kim told me, upon top of to me, Helena. Step to sanction the Kanama against her, and the Kanama group Amagi, Community Amagi against the Nette, Monsieur Aquay. Purely could get Yaman see the properties marks in Rabahidana and double.
On the question, if there is a concrete order from the center, the armed rifles are patrolling the town streets while the state forces have been kept confined to their camp. The Deputy Chief Minister replied that it is because the Assam Rifles have requested to patrol the town so that there won't be any more confrontation. Whatever it may be, promulgation of prohibitory orders under CRPC Section 144 does not disturb the people much. What is important is to make the people understand that permission is required for an assembly of people, Gaikangam said, and appeal to the people to cooperate with the government in its attempts to restore peace.
Loki Bagadra, Monkey Bagadra, do Matang, the quite different channel, the quite honorary, the Maduri Kabaton of I show the talking of money, Mohan so, Freud Pitoraka in Kali, Madu, Pascal Karisukan was not there, Adana, Maduna Maram or the Hena, Kayhaga, Pataba. Tohaning the near say Tazete. I'm not sure some of the army so many police society or so. Any civil society also. And some sort of authority, something will happen in high authority. I sit out the idea the sole objective of the state government is to restore normalcy in that area.
The arms and ammunition snatched by the protesters from Manipur police commandos have not been handed over to the district administration till today. On the other hand, deploying Assam Rifles personnel instead of the state forces at Ukhrul town is not under the pressure of United Naga Council, said District Commissioner Ukhrul. It may be mentioned that 2 AK-47 rifles and other ammunition were snatched by the protesters following the death of 2 protesters in firing allegedly by the state police forces, and more than 20 protesters were injured in the unfortunate incident of August 30 in Ukhrul district. Here is an exclusive interview with the DC by our sub-editor Jit Ningomba.
In CRPC, there is section 130, which gives the power to district magistrate to requisition army. This takes place, this can be done when district magistrate is convinced that the situation is beyond the control and the intervention of armed security forces, basically army and paramilitary forces, army, Assam Rifles is necessary. So I have used my judgment on yesterday's issue. And I myself came to the conclusion that intervention of Assam Rifles is required. The situation warrants their intervention. And so I have made use of this provision in CRPC, used my authority given to me by CRPC, and under section 130, the army or Assam Rifles has been requisitioned in Ukhrul. When Assam Rifles is requisitioned, there is or army requisition, there is a standard routine that they follow. They take out the flag march.
The UBI 80 line branch located earlier at North AOC has been sifted and reopened near Janims Gate, Ayangpally Road, Imphal East today. DC of Imphal East M. Joy opened the newly sifted premises of UBI 80 line branch. Chief Manager of UBI Pradeep and other bank officials took part in the reopening function. The bank has been shifted to Janims to get rid of the inconveniences faced by the customers. The 118th Irawat month celebration has begun at Kaisampad Lairembi Community Hall today under the aegis of Irawat Celebration Committee, Manipur. At the inaugural function of the month-long observance, the gathering led by Secretariat Member of CPI Manipur, Comrade L. Iboyaima, offered floral tributes to the portrait of Hizam Irawat. Later, volunteers of Manipur Lomilup staged a sit-in protest with the theme Sep Cultivable Fields, Sep Manipur, pressing for 9 demands. President of Manipur Lomilup, former Minister N. Mangi, Secretary of the committee L. Sotin Kumar were present at the celebration. Addressing the gathering, L. Iboyame said, "Let's all bow our heads to the Jan Neta on his 118th birth anniversary." Manipur Lomilup is pressing for a 9-point demand similar to what Irawat had done for the welfare of the farmers. The points include implementation of ILPS, repeal APSPA, save Sarmila's life, make PDS items available to all, etc. Now national and international news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday deployed the expansionist tendency among some countries which encroach upon seas of others in oblique comments against China, which is having a maritime dispute with Japan. The whole world accepts that the 21st century will belong to Asia. But I have a question. How should the 21st century be? We have to give an answer to this. It will depend on how deep and progressive our relationship between India and Japan is, he said, addressing business leaders of India and Japan in Japan. We have to decide if we want to have Vikasvar development or Vistarvar expansionism, which leads to disintegration. Those who follow the path of Buddha and have faith on Vikasvar, they developed. But we see those having ideas of the 18th century engage in encroachments and enter seas of others, he said. He did not name any country, but the comments may be seen as targeting China, which is engaged in territorial dispute with a number of its neighbors, including India, Japan, and some others, including Vietnam. India and China share over 4,000 kilometers of line of actual control. China claims approximately 90,000 square kilometers of territory in Arunachal Pradesh, besides 38,000 square kilometers in Jammu and Kashmir. At least 3 people have been killed and 20 others critically injured in a gas pipeline blast in Upper Assam's Moran. A massive fire broke out in the area following the blast. The fire destroyed many houses and standing crops. The injured have been rushed to Assam Medical College Hospital in Dibrugarh. The pipeline belonged to Assam Gas Company Limited, but the cause of the blast is not clear. The much-awaited Nalanda University starts functioning from Monday, with 2 schools, 15 students and 11 faculty members. Of the students, 5 are women. Shed following a 2010 Special Act of Parliament, the university acquired 455 acres of the Rajgir foothills, but as there has not been any construction so far, it will for now function from Rajgir Convention Center, a state government building. Government-owned Tathagat Hotel will serve as the hostel. Though its discipline is to have a maximum of 20 students, only 15 in all have joined in 2 schools of the planned 7 that will be starting Monday. The 15 were selected from around 1,000 applicants after multiple screening and tests. The admission process is still on. Of the 15, 3 students are from Bihar. Pakistani protesters pushed closer to the Prime Minister's house in central Islamabad on Monday in their bid to force its removal and close down national television after clashes turned violent over the weekend. News footage showed soldiers and parliamentary forces entering PTV National Television's headquarters in central Islamabad after a crowd broke through its gate and into the building. They have stormed the PTV office. A news anchor sat just before the screen went blank. PTV staffs performing their journalistic duties are being beaten up. Police fired tear gas at protesters outside the Prime Minister's house, but were seen retreating as protesters. Many carrying wooden clubs pushed closer to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's official residence. It was not clear if he was at home at the time. Well, that's all we have for now. But before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top stories once more. IRB State Force deployed at Ukhrul with center's knowledge can be withdrawn when normalcy returns, says Gaikangam. Thanks for watching our news, and for more updates, please stay tuned.